Good morning, I am Núria Caballé and the title of my final project is The Learning Environment, a Tool for Acquiring the English Language. These are the sections which I will talk about: introduction, theoretical framework, proposal for intervention, discussions, and conclusions. The proposal that I have designed is framed as an intervention project in a school context, and it concretely reflects my short experience in an ex-Jean Puigvert school in Girona. This school uses the learning environment methodology in most of the skills that children from kindergarten do, but this methodology is not implemented on the English P5 sessions. So I designed a useful resource to learn a foreign language through the learning environment methodology. To go in depth, I took in mind what some authors and theories state about the learning environment methodology as a general concept, and such as Wesig states, this is the result of the changes of the new education, which involve children in their own learning being the protagonist of it. It supposes some changes of the educational system. Moreover, the benefits found on the listening and comprehension, creativity, the game, communication, and the reading skills for the learning of a foreign language gave me the reason to focalize this project on these skills. In order to develop this project, I took in mind the main purpose, that is, to achieve the learning of the English language through the active participation of children in the teaching-learning process. And to achieve it, I have designed a total of 5 learning environments, which are listening and comprehension, creativity, game, communication, and reading. Those 5 learning environments works on the topic of clothes, because this is the one that I had to do during my period of practices, but they work from different perspectives because each one of them works different skills. As you can see, the reading environment is not a compulsory environment, but I consider that it will help children to enhance some aspects such as the autonomy and the taste for reading. The method. The participants on this study are 50 English learners aged from 5 to 6 from an EXA school. And the proposal is designed to be run with small groups of 12 children. I took in mind the school's organization for that decision, and we will need the support of the large groups of 20 children to learn the topic, on this case clothes. For the English classroom distribution and organization, I imagined a specific place that should be spacious enough in order to move comfortable. Referring on the children's distribution and timing, all the activities designed are planned to be run in a time of 45 minutes per session. The children will be divided into 4 teams that I named as Team A, Team B, Team C, and Team D. For each one of these teams, there will be a total of 3 children. So we will have 4 teams, and these 4 teams will move for 4 environments. These environments will be listening and comprehension, creativity, game, and communication environment. As you can see, the reading environment doesn't have any team because it will be used only in case that any student doesn't feel motivated to participate on those spaces. In each one of those spaces, the group of 3 children will spend 10 minutes approximately, and they will move to another space later until they have passed for the 4 environments. The last 5 minutes, we will do a short peer feedback and to check if children are doing the activities properly and if they are following the work plan worksheet that later I will explain. This is the timing, this is a schedule of timing that I have created. So as you can see, the activities are designed to be run during 4 consecutive weeks, and they are planned to be done during the 3rd trimester. They can perfectly done in other periods according to the school needs. We will need the support of the Monday sessions and with the 25 children, so with the large groups. During these sessions, we will introduce the topic of clothes, and the children will work on the topic of clothes through songs and games, while the Thursday sessions are planned to be done with the small groups of 12 children, and they are planned to work on the environments proposals. The first week, or so the first Thursday, we are going to present the environments proposals, and the other 3 weeks we are going to do the environment work. This is the work plan worksheet that I have designed. The table consists on the 4 learning environments and the steps that must be taken in order to complete each one of these environments. If the child has been performing each one of these steps, he will draw a cross below each one of these steps. Otherwise, he will not put any. At the end of each one of these sessions, the children will evaluate themselves by sticking emojis. These emojis represent 3 states of satisfaction that are very good, normal, and not very good. Referring on the 5 learning environments description, they are clearly explained on the final work paper, but I'm going to explain briefly each one of them. About the listening and comprehension environment, the activity consists on to listen a song or story related to the topic of clothes. The students will have a digital tablet as a visual support, and then the children will have to select the flashcards that correspond to the video that they have seen. For the creativity environment, the activity consists on drawing by themselves the rituals they want that they will find inside on a box like this. Then they dress the draws as they like, and finally they will recognize the vocabulary that they have used. So there will be a set of labels like this, and they will have to select the ones that correspond to their dresses. And this is an example of a final work. For the game environment, we will try to enhance the autonomy of children in choosing the desired game, and we will work some values such as to win and to lose and to respect each other. The activities designed for this environment are memory game, clothes race, and kaboom game. This is the material that I have designed, some popsicle sticks, and the cardboard for kaboom game. For the communication environment, we obviously we want to work the oral communication skills. We will try to encourage students to express themselves orally, so the students will find the need to communicate in order to help each other. The activities designed for this environment are vintage style and who is who activity. And these are the flashcards created for who is who activity. Finally, for the reading environment, we will need books and we will need a comfortable and quiet space. Despite the activities will change, it will be a continuous environment in the English classroom. I decided to design a comfortable and easy evaluation grid in order to observe in a systematic way the learning processes of students in each one of the environments. As is reflected on this grid, there are a list of the 12 students and the items to observe that respond to the general objectives of the final work. So the teacher will have to evaluate qualitatively in each one of the items depending on the degree of achievement of the student. The students that appears here are invented in order to keep the children's privacy. The data I've obtained from this grid will help the teacher to check if pupils are doing the activities properly and to check if pupils have got the established evaluation criteria. So I would like to say on the discussions that, on my opinion, the different proposals and environments reflect the use of the learning environments methodology as a tool for acquiring the English language. The different proposals are designed in order to achieve a good development, and on my opinion, they could answer the needs and interests of the students, some authors such as Marlene Stray and Duarte State. Referring on the general concept of the learning environments methodology, as Dalmau, Sanchez, and Riera state, this is a different way to promote and build a place for spontaneous learning, and this is why I have decided to to introduce 5 learning environments in one classroom and not only one environment for one classroom. About the games environment, for me is a very interesting space because children from 5 to 6 need to play. And I consider what McNamee and Bailey state about the game, who say that they agree that the game is the best opportunity for children to learn skills. For what concerns the communication environments, the one called listening and comprehension and the one called communication, I consider what Lucanus points out, the statement that an effective verbal communication helps to promote socialization and helps to promote also the learning processes. About the creativity environment, Cantero defines the concept of creativity as a person's ability to create new ways of doing. And in my creativity environment, despite the activities are quite structured, the children can draw themselves and can dress as they like. For me, creativity is in drawing is an interesting tool also for teachers to see the inner feelings of their students. And finally, referring on their reading environment, I have decided to introduce this space on my learning environment proposals because for many different reasons. And one of them is clearly explained by Moron, who says that the literature is an interesting tool for children to build their own identity and the environment around them. To conclude this project, I would like to say that from my point of view, the learning environments are a tool that can help confirm the goal that I set at the beginning of this project, that is to learn the English through communication, through creativity, through game, and through reading. Is it true that this methodology requires the involvement of the inter-educational system, educational community? And it is also true that it involves a previous work such as the design of the material and the proposals. But a thing that I really appreciate from this methodology is the fact that this work seeks out the autonomous learning of children, and it also takes into account the interests and different levels of the students. These are some of the reasons why I consider that the learning environment works well, and despite the fact that I didn't have the chance to put into practice this project, I am quite convinced of the effectiveness of this project. Unfortunately, I couldn't put this project into practice. However, just work on it was for me a very interesting experience, which I have learned a lot, and I am satisfied with the results obtained. I hope that you have enjoyed, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate me to ask. Thank you very much.